Hello students, in previous tutorial we have seen adrenergic neurotransmitters which belongs to the class catecholamines, which includes noradrenaline, adrenaline and dopamine. In this tutorial we are going to understand adrenergic receptors, means receptors of adrenergic system, means receptors of sympathetic system. Receptors of adrenergic system belong to the class G protein coupled receptors, which in short are known as GPCR, means G protein coupled receptors. Means G protein is coupled with these receptors, means G protein is attached with these receptors. Adrenergic receptors need G protein to give their action. Actually, G protein is guanine nucleotide binding protein, is in short known as G proteins. GPCR means G protein coupled receptors are cell membrane type of receptors, means they are located on the membrane. On the outer side of this membrane, their signaling molecules attach, and inside of these receptors, means the part of these receptors which is present inside the membrane, it activates signaling events and finally causes changes in the cell function. Right? Adrenergic receptors belong to the class G protein coupled receptors. G protein means guanine nucleotide binding protein. They are located on cell membrane. On their outer part, signaling molecules, means their ligand attached, and the inner part of these receptors activate signaling events which finally causes changes in the cell function. In short, adrenergic receptors need G proteins to give their actions, and G protein is attached with the adrenergic receptors. That's why they are known as adrenergic receptors are known as G protein coupled receptors. Main two types of adrenergic receptors are there, which are alpha receptors and beta receptors. Further subtypes are also there, but main two types are there, alpha receptors and beta receptors. Alpha receptors, they are classified into main two subtypes, which are alpha 1 and alpha 2. Here, pay attention that alpha 1 receptors are located at postsynaptic and alpha 2 receptors are located at presynaptic. Means alpha 1 receptors are located at the now postsynaptic and alpha 2 receptors are located at the now presynaptic. Now, alpha 1 receptors located on vascular smooth muscles, genitoureter, neurotract smooth muscles of sphincter, radial muscles of iris and various glands, intestinal smooth muscles and liver. These are the locations where alpha 1 type of alpha receptors are located. In vascular smooth muscles, alpha 1 receptors causes their vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction means constrictions of blood vessels is known as vasoconstriction, and this constriction of blood vessels causes a rise in blood pressure. Actually, vasoconstriction means narrowing of blood vessels that results from contraction of muscular walls of the vessels. Means muscle contraction caused by alpha 1 receptors causes narrowing of blood vessels, that is known as vasoconstriction, and it results in a rise in blood pressure. Alpha 1 receptors causes contraction of genitourinary tract smooth muscles and contraction of various smooth muscles, sphincter in iris and various glands, and arises secretions of various glands. But alpha 1 receptors causes relaxation of intestinal smooth muscles. Right? Vascular smooth muscles, genitourinary tract smooth muscle and muscles of sphincter, iris are contracted by alpha 1 receptors, but alpha 1 receptors causes relaxation of intestinal smooth muscles. In liver, alpha 1 receptors are responsible for glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis. Glycogenolysis means glycogen lysis means lysis means breakdown glycogen. Breakdown of glycogen into glucose is known as glycogenolysis. And gluconeogenesis means formation of glucose from non-carbohydrate carbon substrate. Production of glucose from non-carbohydrate carbon substrate is known as gluconeogenesis, and both of these processes are activated by alpha-1 receptors in liver. Now alpha-2, which are located presynaptically, it decreases insulin secretion from islets of pancreas. Insulin is secreted from beta cells of islets of pancreas, and alpha-2 are located at these islets of pancreas, where it decreases secretion of insulin. It also decreases release of noradrenaline because they are located at prejunctional nerve ending. It also causes vasoconstriction of vascular smooth muscles as alpha-1 does, and it causes platelet aggregation. Alpha-2 decreases insulin secretion and decreases release of noradrenaline. It also causes vasoconstriction as alpha-1, and alpha-2 causes platelet aggregation. Overall, alpha receptors causes contraction of smooth muscles except intestinal smooth muscle because alpha-1 relaxes intestinal smooth muscles, and alpha-2 decreases secretion of insulin and noradrenaline. Here, the point to keep in mind is that alpha-1 is located postsynaptically and alpha-2 is located presynaptically. That's why the function differentiates. Now, beta receptors. Beta receptors are of three subtypes: beta 1, beta 2 and beta 3. Among these three subtypes, beta 3 receptors have clinically less functions as compared to beta 1 and beta 2, and all of these subtypes are located postsynaptically, which means beta receptors are located postsynaptically, which means all the adrenergic receptors are located postsynaptically except alpha-2. Only alpha-2 is located presynaptically, right? Now, main location of beta 1 receptor is heart, beta 2 receptor is smooth muscles, and beta 3 receptor is adipose tissue. Beta 1 other than heart also present at JG cells in kidney, means juxtaglomerular cells in kidney, in liver and in GI tract. As you know, general function of sympathetic system is inhibitory, but in that exception is heart and blood vessels, because in heart sympathetic system causes enhancement, means heart rate is enhanced by sympathetic system and it causes a rise in blood pressures. That's why exception is heart and blood vessels, and this exception is because of beta 1 receptors, because in heart beta 1 receptors causes enhancement in force and rate of contraction of the heart, and it dilates coronary blood vessels, means vasodilation. Then, in JG cells, means juxtaglomerular cells in kidney, it causes release of renin. In liver, it causes lipolysis, means breakdown of lipid, and in GI tract, it causes relaxation of smooth muscles of GI tract. Now, beta 2 receptors which are present at smooth muscles and it causes relaxation of these muscles, while alpha receptors causes contraction of smooth muscles, right? Beta 2 also causes relaxation of skeletal muscles and it causes glycogenolysis in skeletal muscles, means usage of glycogen through skeletal muscle. And in liver, it causes glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis, such as alpha 1 does, right? And beta 3 receptor in adipose tissue causes lipolysis, means breakdown of lipid. So we can summarize that beta receptor causes relaxation of smooth muscles, while alpha receptor causes contraction of smooth muscles. In alpha receptor, exception is intestinal smooth muscles. Alpha also causes relaxation of intestinal smooth muscles, and beta also causes relaxation of GI tract muscles, means intestine and all GI tract muscle relaxation. And beta 1 is present at heart, where it increases force and rate of contraction. And beta 2 causes relaxation of smooth muscles and relaxation of skeletal muscles, and beta 3 causes lipolysis in adipose tissue. So we can summarize the action of these receptors as shown in this figure. Now, there are also subtypes of G proteins which are attached with these adrenergic receptors. These types are like GI means G inhibitory, GS means G stimulatory, and GQ. To the alpha 1 receptor, the type of G protein attached is GQ type. To the alpha 2 receptor, GI is attached, means inhibitory, and to the beta receptor, GS is attached, means stimulatory. To the alpha 1, GQ, to alpha 2, GI, and to beta, GS, means stimulatory. Now, when adrenaline, noradrenaline, or other ligands or other sympathomimetic drugs attach with these receptors, what happens? Alpha 1 causes activation of IP3 pathway through GQ type of G protein, right? And in this IP3 DEC pathway, actually alpha 1 activates phospholipase C, which catalyzes the conversion of PIP2 into IP3 and DEC. PIP2 means phosphatidyl inositol diphosphate, and it is broken down in IP3 means inositol triphosphate, and DAG means diacyl glycerol. This is known as IP3 DEC pathway, and through this pathway, calcium causes contraction of smooth muscles. This pathway is known as IP3 DEC pathway. In short, alpha 1 receptor causes smooth muscle contraction through IP3 DEC pathway. Now, alpha 2 receptor, to which GI is attached, it inhibits release of calcium and it inhibits adrenaline cyclase. See here, students, this symbol indicates inhibition. It inhibits release of calcium and it inhibits a function of adenylyl cyclase. Adenylyl cyclase is responsible to convert ATP into cyclic AMP, and due to this inhibition, they causes inhibition of transmitter release and smooth muscle contraction. It is caused by this inhibition, means alpha 2 causes inhibition of transmitter release and smooth muscle contraction. And beta receptor activates adenylyl cyclase and it activates conversion of cyclic AMP from ATP, and because of that, smooth muscle relaxation, heart muscle contraction, and glycogenolysis is resulted. In short, alpha 1 and alpha 2 causes smooth muscle contraction and beta causes smooth muscle relaxation, and heart muscle contraction. Is rate and force of heart is enhanced. Alpha 1 acts through IP3 DEC pathway, alpha 2 acts through adenylyl cyclase, and beta also acts through adenylyl cyclase. But alpha 2 inhibits adenylyl cyclase while beta activates adenylyl cyclase, and that's why alpha 2 causes smooth muscle contraction and beta causes smooth muscle relaxation. So, this was all about adrenergic receptors. Thank you.